Beijing was actually just work in progress. I mean, I think it has taken on mythical proportions, especially for generations who've not been to Beijing. And it's been the last UN Women's Conference. Even in the preparatory process towards Beijing, we saw the emergence of unholy alliances between the Vatican and the Holy See, conservative religious, either Muslim, either Catholic countries. But the fact that we were able to say, no, we don't want another fifth UN World Conference because it might actually be counterproductive, was a success of Beijing.
We need to appreciate that in spite of the fact that we've made significant gains, there's still so much unfinished business. And we need to do more multi- and intergenerational work to share the lessons of Beijing and support the next generation of feminists who are going to take the work forward.
I take great inspiration and hope from the Iranian women's movement, which the regime controlling that state has been trying to dismantle and destroy for 50 years and hasn't succeeded. And that's because it's very grassroots, it's very democratic, it's very dispersed, it's very rooted in communities. So I think that's what we have to focus on now, is how do we protect, how do we nurture and support each other to stay afloat, what kinds of guerrilla strategies, that's what I call them, do we need to develop.
We have a huge amount to learn, I think, from LGBT communities and indigenous communities and others around the world who have been using collective protection strategies for years because the state is not going to protect them, and they understand so well how to do that.
I think it's been analyzed to death, frankly, how we've arrived at this moment. I haven't read a word that's really new in the last maybe 2 years.
And it's hard to say this. We have to find a place for Beijing. I feel very strongly that using Beijing as kind of the marker, the touchstone, the moment, I feel like the time has passed. It's important. The platform is important. And now we need something new. We need something that is reflective of this time, this moment, these generations, new leadership.
We are still colonized in very big ways by the US in particular. So I would like for them to discuss how can we address the injustices experienced by former and currently colonized countries without whitewashing what needs to be said.
But yeah, the vicious face of our societies is really coming to the surface now, in fully exposed, in terms of its racism and the true face of some Western countries. The anger that I see around me from among young people here in the Netherlands, I think in the US, in other places, that is not going to disappear.
While we as women come together and we feel a sense of solidarity and empowerment, the real power in the world continues to be held by men, by patriarchy in collusion with the corporate world. We need to address power in all its shapes and sizes.
So there's a tendency for people to kind of organize all of the women's rights people here, all of the land right people here, all of the climate justice people here, all of the labor people over here. That's not, I don't think that is how we will be able to win anything.
There is a huge need, I think, for massive transnational mobilization, and we have tools now that we never had before, and we have resources we never had before. As feminist movements around the world, we really need to surface that and really recognize collective power as our secret sauce. That's our superpower.
We need more women around the table, and we need to basically have more feminists who have transformative power. Not power over, not power to do the same thing as the boys and the men have been doing, but power to transform things, to change things, to make the dreams of Beijing a reality, so that our daughters or granddaughters don't come back 30 years from now and are still fighting the same issues.
It was actually Beijing that really finalized that process of building a global feminist and global women's rights movement that has been so important. I think we shouldn't stop dreaming big, because it's those dreams in our region we will call those utopias that can help us keep moving forward.
I think first and foremost, it's because we are at a moment where we are facing or feeling a sense of hopelessness. So I think to recall a time when the reverse was true, when there was a great sense of hope. It's the hope that brought us there, and a great sense of connection, that we are a global movement.